I have a different view tonight. I plan on um, prepping for AQS, so that's why you won't be necessarily seeing my face. You'll probably just see my hands and everything that I'm working on. Hoping that kicks on in a second. So you have a little bit of a view of my like workspace. To this is like when I'm normally live. This is to the left. All right, there we go. There's always like a little bit of a delay, so looks like it's kicking in now. Hey, Dad. Hi, Arnetta. All right. Yeah, so this is my like little workspace where I like film my tutorials. You can see to the right, I kind of have my serger, I have my presses, but in the middle here, there's like a cutting, I have a flipped over cutting board. So tonight, we've just been really prepping for AQS Hartford because it's basically like 2 weeks now. Um, so our pulls, we normally have them um, in plastic bags like this. And previously, when I've done other conventions, we just hole punched and hung them up on a pegboard. But two things. This show, since it's AQS, it's going to be like huge, and I wanted our stuff to look a little bit more professional. So I am transferring them into these little, oh my god, I can't think of the name of them right now. I want to call them poly mailers, but they're not. Basically transferring them into here. And the other thing is our barcodes. We used to use Square when we did vendor shows, and now we're using Shopify. So we have to print out new barcodes. Hey, Charlene. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Bev. How's everybody? Oh, yeah, Nicole, thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, Arnetta, that sounds so beautiful. It's so funny. Like, Saturday, it was warm. Like, the sun came out, and then Sunday was, like, cold again. The weather just doesn't know what it wants. I really want it to get warm and stay warm. I'm ready for spring, like warm spring. Yeah, so right now I'm working on our school book pulls. Jason and I have done over half of them already, and we sell them in 5-packs. So that's what I've been doing. And for right now, we've just been prepping 6 of every colorway. And you can see here, they're all individual, and that's because we've had a restock of these. But like poinsettia, we haven't had to reorder these in a while. So most of them are already in their other bags. And then I have labels for them. So we've literally been bagging, labeling them on the front, and putting new barcodes. I don't have the barcodes printed out. I've been doing that after, after I have everything together. So I plan on doing that for a couple of the pulls. I also have, you can see some fabric behind. I have some acrylic templates on top here for the winter crescent bag, and I plan on cutting a few of them. I've heard from other vendors that have done the quilting shows, like OSQE, the original Sewing and Quilting Expo, that people have really enjoyed kits. I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of time to make kits, but I'm hoping to have at least a few in like the winter crescent bag, the willow, and maybe the Eileen pool tote, just so people can, if they want to try it. So I don't really know what to expect. I was telling Jason and my family earlier, like, I'm anxious, but an excited anxious, because this is definitely the largest show that we've ever vended at. And it's also primarily geared towards quilters. But I've been really active in a couple quilting groups. One of them specifically, that's like a New England quilting group. And I know there's a large interest in bag making. So I think we're gonna do well. Or at least I hope so. I'm putting that out there. That, and none of the shows I've ever done really tell you like the numbers to expect. Because this is AQS, I'm assuming that they're expecting like higher numbers for them to put a show out in New England. When I've searched for numbers for their other shows, it's anywhere from like 10,000 to like 10,000 was like opening shows in Michigan when they first started, to I think it's like 40,000 people that go to Paducah's Quilt Week every week. So even if it's just a couple thousand, that is way more than any of the other shows that we've ever vended. Yeah, exactly, Charlene. Like I have no clue, especially because this is their first time ever hosting it in Hartford or in New England. So there's not even like another show to compare it to. There is like a New England quilt show that is unfortunately this year being held at the same exact time that AQS is putting theirs on. It's in Hartford. It's in New Hampshire. But even that one is, smaller compared to something like AQS or OSQE or Road to California. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it, I know in some of the shows when we did our first So Magical Expo, I think it was 2022 or I think it was 2022. A lot of people came to the booth that were new to bag making and new to zippers. And I spent a lot of time showing people how to put pulls on the zipper tape. And I'm hoping that maybe there'll be some quilters who are into bag making, and maybe they've only been exposed to bienni or pre-made zippers that our wall of zipper pulls will catch their interest. But we'll see. The plus side to it is that it's close to home. Jason and I were like, we don't even know how many of each item. So that's why I'm only doing like 6 of each pull right now. And we've already said that Hartford is, I don't know, like a 2-hour or less drive back to New York. So if we really needed anything, we can drive back and restock. So that's nice. It's not like other shows where we've had to go all the way to Florida and whatever we take, we take. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, Beth, that's what I'm hoping. So one of the really cool things is that when I signed up to vend, they asked if they do a teaching, 20-minute teaching sessions. And so they ask all the vendors if they're interested in doing like a demo. So I signed up for a 20-minute demo, and my plan is to, I don't know how many people, but bring extra pulls. Like we have a bunch of single ones, or some that are like like the red and blue stars that are not in bags already and stuff. We have to bag those even into the little bags ourselves, and just give people a pull. And I have all sorts of pieces of zipper tape and stuff, and give people the experience of like holding it, looking at it, seeing how they work, talk about like nylon versus metal, you know, the size 5 versus 4.5, that type of thing. I'm just double counting because there should have been 5 in here, but I don't know, so that's okay. Oh, mug rug on your embroidery machine. What kind of embroidery machine do you have? That's fun. Yeah, thanks, Beth. I hope so. I think people will be interested in it. The vendor list is on the website. And there are some quilt shops that sell some bag making supplies like by Annie's or Sally Tomato. But we are the only vendor that I recognize that is predominantly bag making supplies. So I'm excited about that, and I'm hoping that I can inspire, you know, people to try bag making. My plan is I'm going to also bring a bunch of bags that I have made of, you know, different fabrics that we carry. And so that way people can actually see them sewn up in a bag so they can see how they feel and look and whatnot. Because I know personally, like when I'm shopping, I like to touch everything and look at it, so. Oh, Brother P, nice. Yeah, thanks, Beth. I will. I actually have a really an older iPad, the original Air that came out, and I was thinking we just bought a metal shelf. It's really cool. It's like five individual shelves, but it literally like folds up. Like accordion style. And so I was telling Jason, I was thinking about putting the iPad out and just having my channel running on it so people could see like the tutorials and stuff that I do as well. And obviously I hope to make you know, a profit, but my other goal is just exposure and get our name and brand out there. It's funny because it's, you know, I when we get the pulls in, we usually, like, as we're counting them, bag them, but you don't realize how time consuming things are behind the scenes, like putting them all into packaging or cutting out the like the kits for whether it's classes or just to sell. Like right now I'm putting together, like 2 weeks ago I sewed up the willow wristlet, so I'm putting all the information together for the classes for the So Sweet retreat, and trying to figure out pricing and what materials I'm going to use. And that's one thing that I definitely did not take into account my first time teaching, was how long it took to put the kits together. Like even now I'm looking at the time, I've been doing this for 15 minutes, and I'm only on the second color out of 6 different finishes for these school book pulls. Yeah, they really do, Arnetta. One thing that I've done to try to cut down on time is choose materials that like do not need to be interfaced. So water resistant canvas or the nylon, waterproof canvas. And that's the other reason why I'm doing, like when I teach the puff quilt, that one I use charm packs for the puffs, like the squares, just so it's less cutting down of the fabric. Yeah, Beth, exactly, right? Like, yeah, and then trying to make sure everything is like cut cleanly. And I know a lot of people like the acrylic bag pattern pieces, and I never realized how much time it cut down on. So now that was one thing that I did after my very first time teaching the winter crescent bag and having to trace all the paper and such by hand. I ordered acrylic pieces for it, and I also have them for the willow wristlet as well. The Eileen pool tote is just kind of too big that one, and it's mostly rectangles, so that one I just do by hand or whatever, by using a ruler. And the other thing is, for all our pulls, we try to offer a variety pack. So you can see that even with that, we have to make the variety pack ourselves. So sometimes if you ever see our variety pack out of stock, but we have all the other colors, you can just send a message, because sometimes it's just a matter of me having to do like something like this and putting it together. Other times it's that we have like maybe only one package left of a certain finish. Yeah, Charlene, it's AQS, what is that, American Quilter Society. It's the same company that puts on the Quilt Week in Paducah, Kentucky. So they have the Paducah show, the one in Michigan, one in, I believe it's Daytona. It's either Daytona or Lakeland, Florida. And this year they added one in Hartford that they're calling their New England show, and one in Ohio. So since Hartford is so close to home, we decided to sign up to vend it. So, but it's their first year putting it on, so I hope they have a good turnout. I've been seeing it advertised on Facebook. I've seen it talked about a little bit in quilting groups, more specifically in this quilting group that I'm in that is like New England based. So I'm hoping it has a good turnout. It's the week right after Easter. It works out perfect for me because that happens to be my spring break, my April vacation from my teaching job. But I don't know how that will affect people attending as far as the holiday was right before, if people are traveling or whatnot. It's also Passover week, so. Yeah, as of right now, Charlene, there are 4 or 5 quilt shops from Connecticut that I know of that will be there. that I know carry some bag making supplies. I know they have Biani and Sally Tomato, but I'm pretty positive that we're the only one that is like specifically bag making, and we're definitely the only one that's like a small custom shop. And it's always so interesting because whatever we think will be popular never ends up being popular. Like sometimes it's the flamingos and palm trees. When we were in Tennessee, it was we sold a lot of trains and jukeboxes. So I think that's the other thing is like you just don't know. And I'm the type of person where I'm like, I want to bring everything, but we have done that before, and then it's like, oh, we just brought all this extra stuff that we don't need. So that's why I'm preparing 6 of each packages of pulls for every finish of pull that we have. And that way, if we need more, we can always come and grab more. We're in that driving distance. I'm super excited to have a show that's local. There are quite a few quilt shows in Pennsylvania and Virginia, but they always happen to fall in like the autumn, like and September time period. And with going back to work, especially as a teacher, it's not like where I can just take a vacation day. It's like my vacations line up with very specific school breaks or school holidays. So I was very excited that this one happened to fall during April vacation. I feel like it was kind of meant to work out that way. What we had, yes. So, I want to create a like a display that has maybe like a 6-inch piece of zipper tape and put one of each pull on the zipper tapes. So that way people can also see them outside of the bag. I'm also going to bring a variety of bags that I have sewn here, because even though I make a ton of bags, I don't sell a ton of bags. So I have like 2 bins full of bags that I have sewn that have a variety of our fabrics, our zipper tape, zippers, hardware, and I plan on displaying them throughout the booth where people can see them that way as well. You tried a stuffed bunny? I have not tried a stuffed animal yet. That is very intimidating to me, especially the part of like having to sew the limbs on. It seems like a very small area to have to work to. Thanks, Charlene. Yeah, if any of you have gone to other quilt shows or just vendor fairs and there was something in a display that really like stood out to you or that you liked, definitely feel free to share. I am open to any suggestions or feedback. I know that we have previously been told that people like the labels on them, so that way they can like quickly identify what they're looking at instead of having to just like grab the pack and try to figure it out, especially, through all the plastic. And it's so funny too, because at the end of the year, I had to do inventory for tax purposes, but I feel like I keep up with that fairly well for throughout the year. But now actually like pulling everything out and some of the like the webbing and the zipper tape, a lot of times we don't cut it ahead of time. We only really do that for vendor shows. So now pulling it all out, it's like, oh wow, we actually have a lot of inventory, like way more than it appears. Oh, the body was too small. Yeah, that sounds really tricky. Is there like a video or a tutorial that you can watch, or maybe someone has a tip or a trick to do that? I have no clue about stuffed animals. Yeah, I've only been to like the bag making expos. Like I did Socations last year as a teacher. I've taught and vended when So Magical was there. We were out at Lauren So Whatever weekend and did like a pop-up vendor and taught. And last year there was a quilt show at the college SUNY Purchase that they do every year called World of Quilts. But this year they're not doing it. I'm not really sure why. They didn't say because they've been doing it for years. So that was a smaller one, but that was really nice. And that was the first show that I've been at where the quilts are displayed with, you know, the artist information and they're judged and they have the story written up. And I was just blown away by the talent and just the beauty of the quilts. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the quilts on display as well. Oh, okay, that's cool. Do they have like a group or something maybe that you can join where people can post pictures or something? I don't know. I'm one of those people that is very, even now that I've been sewing for a while, it's very hard for me to follow a pattern without a video. It never fails that I'll come to a point where I just can't visualize what is written in the instructions. It's so funny. We have so many rose gold pulls, and I love rose gold, but it's definitely our least popular finish out of all the different finishes. If you make bags, what's your favorite finish? For my own bags, I always lean towards gunmetal and rainbow, but usually I just match to whatever fabric I'm using. Charlene, your quilt was absolutely stunning. Like, congratulations. I loved all the different colors that you put on that. I was so happy that you shared it. I commented because I was like, oh my gosh, it was so talented. How long did it take you? I'm thinking of the one that had, I think it was a blue background with all the flowers on it. How long did that take you to make? Yeah, there's a lot of shows in Lancaster, but they tend to be in September. Or the other thing that I noticed is like OSQE and even AQS do it, where they'll start midweek. So like a Wednesday. And without having a school vacation. It's so hard when they start in the middle of the week. Yeah, gunmetal then silver, Beth. Yeah. I love gunmetal. And I'll mix and match sometimes gunmetal and rainbow, especially like gunmetal zipper teeth with rainbow pulls. I know that some people have very strong feelings about mixing and matching hardware colors or, you know, zipper pull colors. And some I don't, but rainbow, gunmetal, or like black nickel, I tend to mix around a lot. Oh wow, Charlene, I'm so glad that you won. You totally deserved it because it was incredible. All right, so for rose gold, I only had enough for 4. So what we always do is there are 4 extra ones. So at our booth, we always put like a bin that has single zipper pulls in it and just sell them individually. And people tend to love picking through that bin. It's so funny because for me, I really don't have the patience for something like that, like digging through trying to find something. But it has been one of our most successful things at the different shows that we've done. Yeah, Cynthia, especially if it's for you, like, all that matters is that you like it, right? And it's so interesting. Everybody has their own taste. Like my mom, she very much is like traditional bags, like black, navy, brown. Like don't put a bright, colorful one, especially not in winter time. But I'm definitely color all year round, whatever makes me happy. And I'm also the worst. I will use one of my bags until it's like literally falling apart. Even though I have so many that I could just switch it out for. But I don't know. I feel like it's always a task for me to have to switch out a bag. I'm not one of those people that switches out their purses for the evening. The only time I do it is if I'm going to a concert and like I have to bring a smaller bag. No, I didn't see it, Charlene. Where did you post it? I'll go looking for it. Or if you want, you can feel free to post it in my group after and share it. That's okay with me too. Social media is so funny. Like, sometimes I feel like I see all different posts, and then other times I feel like I see nothing. And lately in my Facebook feed, I've been getting so many just suggested groups, so like ones that I don't even follow that really don't relate to anything that I'm interested in either. On Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, definitely post it. I want to see it. After this show in April, we don't really have anything planned event-wise. So I'm hoping I can finally get back to hopefully completing the pattern that I had started writing back in September, and also just sewing bags for myself or for fun, you know, instead of having to be preparing for this or like the quilting. Although I've enjoyed the quilts, it's not a problem, but I just have to make sure that I keep them on schedule. Exactly, Charlene. Like, I feel like sometimes it's so funny too with the posts. I used to feel bad putting the everyone tag, but then I realized like it doesn't tag everyone even if people have the notifications. So now I just put it hoping that people see. Because yeah, you just never know depending on the day, like what pops up. Yes, she gave the link for the So Sweet retreat to the vendors and teachers to book. I'll be honest, I haven't booked it yet. I was talking to another teacher, and I'll probably wait till the last minute. I'm really bad about booking things and making decisions. It drives Jason nuts. I will look up like reviews and debate about it. And really I should just book it. Because I do think that like the Hershey Hotel is usually super expensive and it's still pricey with the discount. But it's such a good discount that I'm like, oh, to me it's like a very, like this is, to everybody's different. So for me it's very like fancy, and I'm like, oh, maybe I do want to be fancy for the weekend and spoil myself. But what's nice, as I was telling the other vendor, is Hershey from here is probably between 2 to 3 hours depending on traffic. So it's not going to cost me a lot of money in travel. Like I'm driving out, I don't have to fly. So the hotel would probably be like the most costly thing. Yes, I believe, I'm not sure when she's going to put it out to everybody. I think the next group that she puts it out to is the people who bought that special package where it comes, that it talked about like the discount for the room and whatnot. But I'm not 100% sure. I know that she is putting together all our classes. She's asked for all of us to have our information and prices and photos by the end of the month. So I've been working on that behind the scenes as well. Alright, so school books are done. They just need their barcode on the back. Move this out of the way. And then I have a whole bunch of bags. We've just been stacking them for reuse for when we get new pulls in. Alright, I'm debating if I want to start poinsettias, or maybe I'll do a couple of the, cutting out a couple of the winter crescent bags. So I have two sizes where I'm going to do the smaller width. It just, it fits better in like the bags for kits and whatnot. So I plan on, I'll cut the exterior of a few of these. Oh, that's not bad, an hour and a half. Yeah, there's a group of us that keep in touch that all went to Mojo Sews. So all the people that taught and vended and attended, we chat in like a messenger group, and a couple of the women mentioned that they have booked a hotel like down the road that was also pretty affordable, and they plan on just driving over for the retreat. Yeah, that's not bad Arnetta. Are you planning on going? Yes, we will be vending, and I'm teaching. Jason always comes with me, so he helps me vend at all the events. So if I'm teaching during the same time, he will be manning the booth. So what I grabbed here is some of our fabrics. I plan on for the kits, making them out of fabrics that we carry in the shop. So these are all ones that were left over when we were cutting down the yardage. They're just scraps of it that weren't quite a full yard. So we have a restock of palm trees, and I did it in the nylon for the first time. We have our Paris in both the nylon and the water resistant. Poppies. I didn't restock this book one, but I did restock this book print and a newer one that has more like brown and purple flowers. Our passport. This, it's so funny. This print, and our book print and the Paris one, I would say are our three most popular prints. These sell out a lot. And I'm super excited. This is a new print that we added, these daisies. This one is on water resistant canvas, but we put it in both of the styles as well. And then the flamingos. Our flamingos are super popular too. Those are one of my personal favorites. I just love everything tropical. From having gone to college in Florida, it just it gives me like that nostalgia. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we have a ton of fabric in stock right now. I shipped out all the pre-orders and everything is listed on the website. We've had a few orders. Surprisingly, we've had a lot more. Oh geez, I just dropped a gemstone from up there. We've had a lot more orders for vinyl. So that's been kind of exciting. I don't have any of the vinyl rolls out in here, but we added a lot of spring colors. So like pale yellow, blue, that type of thing. And I could cut these with a rotary cutter, but my plan is, these are my favorite marking pens. You do have to check them because sometimes they don't come off on synthetic fabrics, but they're water soluble, and it's my go-to for water resistant canvas and the nylon. My plan is that I'm gonna trace them and then hand cut them just so I can be extra precise. I feel like sometimes with the rotary cutter, it's fine for me, but it will sometimes slips or moves or whatnot when I do it. So, and this way if I trace them out, then I can sit on the couch and like cut them out while I'm watching TV. Yeah, our website is just somajestic.com. We have an Etsy shop as well. We do both. We actually started on Etsy and ran our website through Etsy. And this year we have switched the website through Shopify. But whatever your preference is, we sell them on both places. It's funny, in a lot of the vendor groups I'm in. Oh, where do I get my templates? These came from Kayla from Carolina Little Stitches. I'm very friendly with her, so I sent her a private message and she made them for me and billed me separately. She doesn't have, she has templates for her own patterns. I know most people go to that template shop, I believe. I don't know if it's still called that, but I think it's what it's called. and they have patterns for all different designers. I don't sell a ton of patterns, so I've never reached out to anybody to talk about offering mine. I did have a few people when we were in Tennessee asking if they could have templates made, and if that's something that you're ever interested in for my own patterns. I have no problem with people who have purchased the pattern asking like my template shop or somebody who sells the templates if they want to make them for them. Yeah, I have like my college was in St. Petersburg, Florida, like right on the water. When I went to my reunion, my boyfriend, he's like, "This is make-believe school. It's on the beach." So I just have such nostalgia and good memories, and just, I don't know, something special about Florida. Also, growing up, like in Connecticut, we went to Disney once when I was a kid, and it was like, it still is like a huge deal for us to go to Disney. It's like an expensive trip, and my parents like busted their butts to be able to take my sister and I. So Florida holds like a special place in my heart for nostalgia stuff like that. All right, so you can see this is kind of like off to the side. So I did two of, so this is the exterior for the front and back. And then I like to include an exterior pocket on the front and one for the interior. So I have cut two, so that way there's like a pop of color. I have a whole bunch of water resistant canvas, some that I have bought from Lauren from Mormino, and I also bought a few different colors when I ordered our fabric. So the inside will all be water resistant canvas. So I'm gonna add that to my to cut pile. I bought these Fiskars, I don't know, not that long ago. You can see we cut all our fabric by hand, so you can see it's like built up. I need to clean them, but this pair works really, really well. I know that there's a lot of people like the Kai or some of the other brands, but I kind of like being able to go in a store and just grab them off the shelf. Alright, this one is so big. I'm gonna wait. Some of these, I'm in a very like limited area right here, so some of it is hard to lay out. And like this piece, let's see, I'm not sure if I'll have enough room. Yeah, this one I wouldn't have enough for a pocket, so I'll have to see if I have another piece somewhere. Let me do this one. I definitely don't have enough. I love this print. I've made a lot of bags for myself out of this floral one. Besides sewing, I love to read. I've been a big reader since I was a kid. Mostly fantasy and sci-fi. I probably can count. I think like most of the other books that I have read that are nonfiction is just because I was required to for work or for college. So I'm really partial to the prints that have books on them. Yes, we were at the Tennessee So Magical Expo. Our booth was near the stage. You purchased passes for Disney in a water park in Daytona. Yeah, I love Florida. You know, Cynthia, that would be a really good idea. I'm very bad about cleaning off and like getting the dust out of my machine. I do it when I remember. Yeah, right now, Cynthia, I'm gonna trace, and then later I'll probably cut them out on the couch. And Charlene, yes, the fabric is stored in a back room. Let me go grab a print and I'll be right back. Yes, or it could be up here somewhere. All right, I grabbed a couple. So this is our tulip print. It's super, super vibrant. The colors are almost neon. Let me see. Oh, that's I have a, I thought I had a yellow highlighter, but I have a green, orange one here. So you can see it's super, super vibrant. And the tulips, I only printed in the Majestic nylon, which is like that bonded nylon. So it has the smooth, wrinkle resistant, don't need to iron, or interface really if you want like a non-structured bag. Yeah, Jason picked out this print. It's really funny. A lot of the prints I'll have him help me pick out because I always go for ones that are like really eccentric, and he's really good about picking very middle of the line that appeal to a lot of people. So this was one of his choices. I'm trying to think of the artist. There's a few different artists that I purchased from. The same artist that did this one, I grabbed a couple other prints. She calls it like preppy tulips. And this is her preppy anchors. This is on water resistant canvas. But I love her style of artwork. And she also did, we are calling this one the floral fruit, very like citrusy, summery. But yeah, she's the same artist for all three of these. And I just love these for spring and summer. And going back to talking about books and reading, this print appealed to me, so this was definitely one that I chose and put on the order selfishly because I wanted to be able to make stuff for myself. And this one, I actually think, yeah, I'm not sure about anchors, but these two are both available in the water-resistant canvas and the nylon. Anchors, I think might be as well, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, these materials, I personally like them, and one, we don't have like a ton of space because we're in New York City, but I like carrying it in the bonded nylon, which we call the Majestic nylon, and the water resistant canvas, because if I don't want to interface them, I don't have to. And they work really well as exteriors and linings. So I like that they're kind of...
Anchors are in nylon too.
Oh, okay. Jason just double checked for me. So we do have the anchors in the nylon. He happened to be in the back room where we store everything. But yeah, I like that they're very versatile. You could use them for lining or exterior. Yeah, me too, Charlene. I know people have like a love-hate with it because it is slippery. I do think it does take some time to get used to on your sewing machine, one tip that I have is I can't really adjust my presser foot pressure, but it is adjusted to whatever the setting it is. It has a lot of pressure, and I find that it doesn't really slip so much for me. The only time that I really found it being very slippery was when I was trying to do two pieces together and binding it at the same time. Otherwise, it's not too bad. I did buy myself I feel like it's show and tell tonight. I'm excited about it though. I bought myself a few different clips. I've seen people recommend these a lot, so I just bought these off of Amazon. And so they're metal, they have super strong grip, but they have like that rubbery coating on them. So I bought these specifically because I think when I am binding that it will hold them and not slip, compared to these small clips. And then I did also order these, which are like the small clips, just a gigantic version. And I got these because I think they'll work great for the bindings on quilts, but also for bag making on pieces that I really need to like kind of hold, get more of a grasp. So these are my two new clips. I'm sure in some live sessions I'm going to be testing them out and putting them to use. So hopefully they work well. I've not really seen anybody use these, but I've seen these very highly recommended with bag makers. So Jackson Low, I'll have to look at them. I don't know what clips those are. I think, are they kind of like textured on them? I might have seen some people post about them in, I think So Whatever. Oh, okay, Arnetta, use both. And Cynthia, you like both too. The bigger plastic one. Okay, good. So that makes me feel good that they'll be useful. It's funny, I also bought the clips because, like I was showing on a live a few weeks ago, we have the 3D printer, so we've been printing out the clip bowls. And so I bought extra clips because I want to put them in a bowl at the show, but I didn't want to put my glitter clips in case people take them or they go missing. So I bought some of the cheaper ones off of Amazon that if they happen to go walking, I won't be sad about it. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So they're tiny but strong. I'll have to check them out too. And that's nice because Jackson Low is another small shop. I love supporting the small shops when I can. But I also fall prey to the convenience of the quick shipping of Amazon. Yeah, so this one you can see it a little bit brighter on because it has that white bonded. You can see the outline better. And as you can see, like whenever I cut, this is why cutting also takes me a very long time. I try to be very, like, the least wasteful as possible. So I could just like fold it, cut both at the same time for convenience, but you'll see I literally have like bumped up against the one above it, just so that way, only this tiny piece here ends up being wasted. Yeah, I can imagine that over time, some of the clamps or clips are very, very strong. You can see I've cut so much out of this one already. And I always like try to look to see, okay, where does a piece fit? If it is non-directional, this one's directional, so I can't, but if they're non-directional, I will completely like flip them upside down. Basically, I play like Tetris, I feel like, with my cutting. It's like a very rare occasion that I'll do a fussy cut. Like a fussy cut, especially if it's in the middle of a fabric, kind of makes me want to cry inside a lot. All right, so this gives me 2 that I can cut out tonight. If you haven't noticed, my iPad keeps popping up. I'm at 5%. I did a lot of work today and didn't think about it, and I forgot to charge. So I'm going to end there for tonight. I do plan on being on next Tuesday. We'll be in New York. But I definitely will not be on, what's the following Tuesday? The 7th? The Tuesday after Easter. I will not be on because that is the setup day for vending. So I will definitely be on next week and see you all next week. And the following, hopefully I'll be able to, I won't be able to do a live, but maybe I'll be able to walk around and do like a short video about the vendor hall and AQS and show off some of the quilts. So I really appreciate you guys all joining in every week with me, chatting. It definitely helps like the mundane task of sorting pulls go quick. So I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.